What's going on, everybody? They just released a big old update for EA Sports UFC. This gives me a lot of hope for the game and for the game's future. Of course, right off the bat, we've got 3 new fighters in the game, the people that they've been talking about putting in the game for all month, which is TJ Dillashaw. He's a 95 overall. He's very, very, very good in my opinion. I think he can be a very useful counter online to everybody that spams Henan Barao. Of course, you got Takeya Mitsugaki. I have not tried him out yet as I'm recording this, in Tyron Woodley and welterweight. So you got 2 bantamweights and a welterweight. Tyron Woodley seems a little slow to me in this division, and his jab isn't very effective. But one of the updates is the jab seems to be a lot more effective. They didn't touch on it in the patch notes, but after a lot of testing and playing online with my friend with the new update, it seems like jabs and certain strikes are a lot more effective, and Woodley's got like a really slow one. I thought was a little odd. But of course, TJ Dillashaw is going to be the bantamweight champion in career mode in the default fighter in the Fight Now selection. This seems like a really weird update, but it gives me hope that they're actually going very in depth when it comes to updating this game. They updated Alexander Gustafsson's tattoo, which for those of you guys that don't know, one of his shoulders he has like an ace, and then underneath it he has these weird triangles for every one of his UFC fights, or fights in general. He colors them in if it's a win, and he doesn't color them in if they're a loss. He just updated and got another triangle colored in for his Jimmy Manawa victory. So they even updated something simple as that, which I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. It's a little unneeded, but like I said, it shows how in depth they are into updating this game. All right, and as far as gameplay goes, they added Finish the Fight, which allows users to land extra shots after the knockout. This is something people were begging for. Of course, when you ground and pound somebody, you get a few extra shots in, but now when you knock them out, I guess if you hop on top of them fast enough, you can land some devastating shots. I haven't got any flash knockouts playing yet, so I really wouldn't know. I haven't tested this out, but we'll be seeing it on my live stream. Sprawls. This is the biggest game changer for me. There's sprawls when defending power takedowns now. You instantly get in the same old position that you would get in UFC Undisputed 3, and from there on you can take the back mount and just do some damage. Or when people are spamming takedowns when they have no stamina, you will land on sprawl instantly and just go for the choke. You could just tap them out instead of having to deal with them or trying to knock them out. Some of the positions from the sprawl, like side control from the back, the power shots really don't do anything. I'm hoping that gets updated in the future so you can knock people out from those positions and stuff. That would make the sprawling even more useful, because it seems like those shots do absolutely 0 damage and people can get right out of it. I mean, I can hold people down a little bit with timing transition blocks correctly, but still, you're not landing much damage at all when you throw these strikes. So I hope that's something that they work on in the future. But added the ability to touch gloves in the game, which is cool. All you do is hold the left trigger, or L2, whichever system you're playing on, at the beginning of the round, and you will put your fist out. And as long as the other guy does it as well, you guys will meet in the middle. Well, you can kind of control it a bit. I mean, you can just do the animation. Like, you know, some fighters just do it and they don't really touch gloves. It's just to show respect. You can kind of do that, or you can meet in the middle and you'll get a little animation like on EA MMA, where you just tap gloves and then back up really quick. So that's really cool. Told you how to do it. They added an animation to the submissive fighter when attempting full guard sweep to a postured opponent in full mount. This means that when you're postured up, and they tried to do that sweep, it is now easier to see it coming and easier to stop. There's another update about it as well. Fixed an exploit where a dominant fighter in full mount could sneak in punches from posturing up. For those of you guys that don't know what that is, that was everybody would do the up down thing so they could land shots on you. That's just a standard of playing ranked now. That's just a way to dominate your opponent. So that you no longer can do. So if you're blocking on the ground, you're blocking on the ground. You got to find out other ways to land your strikes. What I like to do is throw a couple of like the super small hammer fists, then posture up really quick and throw a big one, then throw the small one, then the big one. Kind of tricks them, because you can't even do up down anymore. So you gotta find other means of hitting them when you have certain positions like half guard and mount and stuff. But they removed power takedowns and side control sweeps from fighters that should not have them. I'm so glad for this. everybody in the game could do the typical Kurt Angle, like little angle slam, and the other takedown, and everybody could do like the side control sweep. There's only like a handful of people you could count on one finger that couldn't do this sweep. Luckily now you can get side control and actually use the position without having to worry about getting swept by every player in the game. Excuse me, my phone dropped. So that's a good thing. It's supposed to be big things for like wrestlers and, you know, the takedown stuff, but everybody could do it, and now that's no longer the case, which is really, really good. Stamina and damage changes are now relative to the accelerated clock. As you can see, like, the fight would go on for like 3 or 5 rounds depending on what you're playing, and the stamina and damage would act as if it was not an accelerated clock, like this was an actual 15-minute UFC fight or 25-minute UFC fight, which is not the case in the game because the rounds are sped up. So now they go accumulated with the sped up rounds, and stamina is a lot more viable in this update. I'm telling you, it's insane. Trust me. Mess around with it. The game is completely changed. It just feels different, and it's a good thing too. They went all out. So stamina is very more viable, harder to control, all sorts of stuff. Stamina no longer regenerates if user holds block. This is a good thing for people that like to play mind games kind of in this game. You can pay attention to your opponent's stamina, and if you see it not going up, like if it just completely stops at a halt, that means they are in block mode, and that means you have the opportunity to do certain things like maybe trick them, shoot for a takedown, go body head, continue to trick them, make that stamina drop, and then ultimately lead to a mind game sort of knockout. But yeah, if you are holding block, your stamina just stops right there, dead in its tracks, does not move whatsoever. So I guess that's a good thing. Like I said, makes stamina management even harder. User takes a larger stamina penalty when hit while weak blocking, and I noticed this too. If you are just holding the trigger and you take a shot to like the body, your stamina drops significantly depending on the strike and whatnot. And like I said, even jabs seem very effective now, so this makes it so people have to do the strong blocks even more, which is blocking and then pressing the extra button to either block the body or head. And I like that. I like that. It makes the game more in depth, and that's good. That's good. Dominant fighter in full guard has larger window to reverse the full guard sweep to mount. Animation of sweep now takes longer. Like I said, that goes back to that earlier thing that I read where this is just harder to pull off now and makes it so you don't always have to worry about getting swept. This now makes it so the guard is an actual usable position. Still not my #1 choice for positioning, but still, if you need be, you can land some damage from the guard without having to worry about getting swept within half a second now. So this is very, very good, and everybody can do this in the game. I thought it was weird. I thought for sure they were going to make a counter for this, and surely they did. They also fixed the rare submission issue where gates could be skipped. There was like submission, like the armbar takes 5 or 6 steps. Sometimes it would glitch and would take 4 or 3. Certain submissions do just do 3, such as the rear naked choke and I think the gator and the go-go plata, but sometimes gates would be skipped. It was odds, and people would get kind of screwed out of submissions, and apparently that is no longer the issue. That is fixed. They fixed issues with frame rate during gameplay. I never experienced this, but apparently some people were, and they fixed it, and that's awesome. They fixed rare issues with loss of takedown functionality after denying a cage clinch. This is an issue I had. I was in an online fight using Benson Henderson, and I stopped this guy, and then for the rest of the round, I could no longer throw a takedown. It was not very good. It was game breaking, and glad they fixed it. There's also certain issues where if you fall down in a certain way and they get on top of you, you'll kind of land in like a glitch position and you can't block. I've actually lost to this live on stream before, so I hope that's fixed. It doesn't happen to me too often. Maybe 2 times out of my like 200 fights on both consoles has that happened, so it's not too big, but still quite annoying. They fixed issues with referees standing up during TKOs and submissions. I've only experienced this a couple times. It's like during a submission where the ref would just kind of stand us up, or the game would like glitch and we'd both be on the left and right sides of the cage again, and then the ref would say fight. But I've seen demo gameplay and stuff where they were being stood up during TKOs, and then Mario Yamasaki would say fight, and then Alexander Gustafsson would drop. So that's no longer in the game. Hopefully all the way gone. No more being stood up in the middle of going for a sub. Fixed issues regarding various animations. I don't know. They didn't really specify on this, so I don't know what animations are fixed. I don't know what it is especially that they worked on here, but some animations were apparently buggy. Maybe that's what I talked about, where you would land kind of with like your knee bent in certain weird positions, and you were stuck there and couldn't block. So that could be it. I don't know. But some animations seem a little smoother, like when you throw wheel kicks and stuff, depending on the stamina, it's a lot slower or a lot faster. Like, I don't know. They've completely morphed this game. It feels like a different game, kind of. And like I said, sprawls are so effective. That is game-changing. Number one thing, and it was needed. Very, very needed. They fixed a quick audio update to Henan Brow's commentary when it came to Bruce Buffer announcing him. For online, they opened a Red Belt division in championships. They opened a Grand Prix Invitational tournament in championships, which sounds cool. They fixed leaderboard stats. They fixed online disconnects, resting users fighter in tournaments. They fixed online disconnects, not reporting the game, and no did not finishes being given. From what I'm reading, this isn't typed up too great, but yeah. They fixed the did not finish thing, like when your opponent would quit on you. It was fixed on PS4 really quick for me. I play the game on both consoles, and every time someone quit on me after like a month of this game being out, I would get the win. Like, it was like a small update they did that they didn't tell anybody. But on Xbox One, I was not getting the win. But so now apparently, if they quit on you, you're going to get the victory, which is very, very good. Dumb thing that they added. Don't even know why that was in the game. Don't even know why that wasn't tested. Oh, that was an issue from the first ever UFC Undisputed, which UFC Undisputed happened to continue to fix. But yeah, now we don't have to deal with this game anymore, which is good, which is good. They fixed an issue with uploading highlight reels when game is suspended. I don't know what that means. I don't use the highlight reel feature, as I can record my own gameplay with capture cards and whatnot, but there you go. And they added a new title in the extras menu, and they updated the filtering of tutorial videos based on language settings. That is it, but online gameplay is significantly changed. There's a lot of things that they did with this game, a lot of good things, a lot of it just gives me a lot of hope for the future. I'm really excited. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Please hit the like button, and please be sure to check out my Twitch channel. I stream live every single day. Currently, EA Sports UFC is my main game. I'm playing this game all the time, playing it with the viewers, playing it with my Twitch subscribers, and just playing in ranked and using the fighters that you guys want me to use. So thank you for watching. As always, it's been SFAVerdi.